Hey gang, Craig Ripley here. Welcome once again to Living Off the Slab. For this video, we're going to continue our series on clothing that you would use on a motorcycle tour. And specifically, what I'm going to be taking on my trip to Alaska. In this video, we're going to be covering mid-layers, right? And it's going to be pretty short and pretty simple, right? Because mid-layers are pretty simple, right? They're there basically as an insulative layer to keep you warm. What I've got on right here is both my base layer, which is my LD Comfort shirt, and my mid layer, which is a Klim Inferno jacket. So the Inferno jacket is basically a double layered jacket here, right? It is a heavy lycra material on the outside, and then on the inside it's kind of more of a fleece, kind of a fluffy layer meant to trap air and keep you insulated. And when I zip the jacket all up and I throw my Klim shell over the top of it, then I've been able to ride this down, in the 40-degree range with no problem. I'm nice and comfortable and I don't need any additional layers. So a couple of nice things about the Inferno is that it does have a couple of zippered pockets down here in the front, and then also up on the chest it has a pocket as well. So I use this quite often just as a light daily jacket. I'll wear it to work sometimes, or if I'm around the camp or whatever, I can just throw this on again and be quite comfortable. Before I go any further here, let me explain how the Klim jackets and the mid layers work. We see Klim sells what's called a technical shell, which is basically the outer Cordura layer, and then that layer is fused with Gore-Tex to make it waterproof. If you then want to add any insulation to it, then you buy whatever kind of insulation layer that you want. In my case here, the Inferno jacket. A lot of jackets on the market out there have wind layers or rain liners that zip into the jacket, and then another insulated layer that zips inside of that. Again, Klim doesn't go that way. They just make the shell, and then you can mix and match whatever mid layer that you wish. So this Inferno jacket, I believe it cost right at $100 when I purchased it a few years back, and I just looked out there online, and even though they've redesigned it a little bit, it's still going for right around $100. Now, on this Alaska trip, I've never been up there before, so I'm not sure exactly what to expect. It is going to be July. I'm not expecting, really cold temperatures during the day, but I have read about some snow flurries and some pretty cold mornings. So it can get down, in the 40s and maybe even in the upper 30s in the mornings. So I am thinking about carrying, an extra layer here. Which this is one of those kind of little synthetic down jackets. It's fiberfill, so it's really nice and light, and it'll compact pretty, small. So I'm thinking about bringing this as well, again, just to be sure. If it gets really cold, then I can always combine this with my Klim Inferno jacket, and I think that's all I will possibly ever need. Also, this one does come with a hood. All right, so if I am in camp and we got a little rain, this might help out. So, no, I got this up at the Bass Pro Shop. I think it cost like 70 or 80 bucks for it. Again, there's all kinds of them out there. You can go out and find, whatever works best for you. So that's about it. I told you that mid layers are going to be pretty quick. Again, there's not a ton to talk about. They're there for insulation in case it gets cold. I know I'm probably going to get some comments that carrying the 2 layers is overkill. You really don't need it. And I don't know, that may be true. Like I said, I've never been up here before. I know when we went up to Nova Scotia, we were waking up and getting temps in the low 40s, and then it would get up to around 80 during the day. I've also run into that same thing out on the Blue Ridge Parkway. So I know that it can be cold in the morning, and you will want those insulative layers. So this is how they pack, right? Both of them can go right in here, all squished down, so I don't think that's too awful bad. It's about the same size as a full rain suit, which I don't need to carry because I've got the Klim gear. All right, guys, that's it for this episode. Next time we'll tackle the jackets and the pants.